What's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Josh Williams back again with another edition of the American Fan 365 podcast. I am, of course, joined by my beautiful co-host, Miss Rosine Frangie, the front row. Ro, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I am feeling pretty good. I was late today for good reasons.
Better than we wish to discuss on air, but I'm glad that you're doing so good. I'm glad that you're feeling good. A lot of sports news to talk about today.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into something that happened last night. Alex Ovechkin, you see I'm rocking my Ovi jersey today. 800 goals, 800 career goals. Two away from getting into second place. What a remarkable career. I was actually talking to some of the guys beforehand when I used to be a intern with the Wizards, is when Ovechkin was in his rookie season. We were so bad at that point, and we didn't sell tickets to the Wizards were actually hot. That was Gilbert Arenas timeline.
Yeah.
Gilbert,
Yeah.
Antoine Jameson, Larry
What year
Hughes.
was that?
This was 2006. So this is 05
Okay,
and
I was
06.
going to say 04 or 05, but okay, 06.
And so I used to sneak into Capitals games because I had my badge. I had, I could buzz myself into the MCI Center, as it was known at that point.
Okay, Puffy, go on.
And I could just find a seat. Like, there were seats everywhere because we were trash. But something about that Ovechkin guy, I was like, okay, he's gonna be pretty dope. And when he made the goal, where he was making the goal, laying on his back, I felt like he was gonna be pretty impressive. But I mean, 800 career goals is absolutely insane.
It's 800 career goals. And I feel like hockey is a sport that even if you're not a sports person, when you watch it live, it's electric.
Oh, yes. You can't not have a good time at a hockey game.
And think about how difficult what his achievement is. I can't even walk in. I mean, humans in general can't walk into a movie theater without stanchions and velvet ropes without falling, right? I mean, so you think about what he achieved. It's really difficult. It's one of those sports moments that if you're a sports fan, you'll always remember.
Yeah. Hat trick last night. George, show him the clip after the game yesterday. So this is the game, Coach Lavalette is talking to the team, talking about everything he did, but he got a hat trick. He was on 797 going into yesterday's game. It was an ESPN game of the week, of course, and then he does this. 2 goals first period, 1 goal in the third. Absolutely remarkable. Love every second of it as a Caps fan. Very exciting. George, before we move on, I'm going to actually have you give us the call on whether we should open our gifts now or at the end of the show.
I will say that we open the gifts now. Oh. I don't like waiting for the end of things. Well,
okay, all right.
Wait.
We can go.
But then I realize that this is a show and that you want people to stay for the end. So just know people I'm with you. But I think for the benefit of you guys staying and watching the whole thing, the end is actually the better answer now.
All right. So with that, okay, I'll let the suspense build then. Okay.
There we go.
All right, Ro.
I got excited for 10 seconds and it was snatched away from me.
So did the viewers.
Well, okay, for the viewers out here, I just want you to know the goal is to make Ro cry. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best in this gift to.
I'm gonna cry if the Cowboys fucking win the Super Bowl. You'll see me cry.
Those are tears of pain.
The anguish.
These are tears of joy.
Because I'm gonna have to listen to "We Them Boys" for every.
God. I couldn't imagine. Listen, I couldn't imagine the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl in today's age.
Oh.
That would be really bad. I never looked at it like that. With YouTube and just everything, everybody would go absolutely bananas.
They're not, though, because...
No, I hope not. Thank you for giving me that bizarro world to look forward to.
You want to make me cry? That'll make me cry for a week straight.
Yeah, that's...
It'll be like an Asian porn, because they always cry.
My mom is watching now, so...
It's like a Sicilian funeral. Everybody's crying.
I hate you so very much. All right, let's go ahead and get into...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Williams.
It's all right. It's all right. Mom is getting to know you, so she needs to know all of you at this point. Going to the NFL first. George, we've got some clips, but let's talk about these nonsense roughing the passer calls that were called this past week.
Oh my God.
The first one, was in the game. The new rookie Purdy, that Purdy boy, big
Cock Brock.
Okay, all right, there it is. Ro always she leans into that one. Versus the Buccaneers. Oh my god. Oh my god. But that it was the first play of the game. The very first play of the game, he gets sacked for I think it was like a 9 or 10 yard loss. It's 14:55. You see, it's the first play of the game. That roughing the passer not being called bumps them all the way up to the 50 almost.
Yep.
And the game is essentially shifted.
Yep.
This was his first start.
Yep.
If think about it, if this it's a hit, what about that is unnecessary?
But I wonder if they get
There's no part about this that is egregious. It's a blitz. He gets hit clean.
Clean hit.
Not helmet to helmet.
Clean hit.
Nothing going on. And I feel horrible for Bucs fans because I was, listen, I cheer for Tampa just because of Tom Brady now, which is crazy for me to say.
It's
out
so
loud.
strange. I know.
I mean, look, listen, the whole game they were getting just bad calls going the Niners' way. It happened about 5 times.
Okay, but can we talk about the irony of it? Okay, so Robert Kraft. So when Tom, you know where I'm going with this, right? Here's the irony of the whole thing. So Robert Kraft sits on the head. He's the head of the rules committee in the NFL. It's so weird. Teams. It's like the Vatican, the way the teams are and their hierarchy, and the way the rules are and committees are. You think of like cardinals. Like the Pope, then cardinals and bishops, okay? So he sits on the head of the rules committee. It wasn't until after Tom Brady played for the Pats, I think it was his 3rd or 4th starting season, they passed a rule that you couldn't hit the quarterback below the knees. That was never.
That was 2008, was it? What was the year
what year was that?
It was the year that the Patriots went when I'm trying to think who was bad. Matt Castle. When Matt Castle was unleashed on the world and the Patriots went like 11-5. It was that year, and I think it was either week 1 or week 2. It was very early on in the season.
Well, and they realized because Tom Brady's very vulnerable, but it helps all quarterbacks, not just Tom Brady, clearly. Sure. But it was Robert Kraft that saw a vulnerability. As did Belichick. And so with this game, the irony of it too was Tom Brady got horse collared, like literally, and that wasn't called.
Wait, show us. You love doing this. Show us what Tom Brady's hair plugs look like.
Oh my God, they were all like they were all asunder and askew. They were like this. They were like this, and his hairs they're getting darker.
You love talking about that man's hair plugs.
But how come nobody talks about it? It's so obvious and nobody talks about the plugs. They're like, and his hairline gets lower at both every week and nobody says a word. I'm like, what in the fuck? Why isn't anybody saying anything?
No one saw this. But okay, all right, George, go ahead and pull up the second one. The second one was Justin Herbert. So this one this was in Sunday Night Football. This was the Chargers versus who were they playing?
The Raiders.
The Chargers and Raiders. And
No. The Dolphins.
Thank you. It was they played the Raiders a couple weeks ago. But it was Chargers, Dolphins, and the Chargers literally had the game, but they still had to kind of finish it.
Yeah.
The Dolphins still had a shot.
Yeah.
And this roughing the passer call completely shifted that game.
Yep.
Leads to more points.
Yep.
And extends out the game.
Roughing the passer for me, is so for all you youngins, there was a Monday Night Football game. It was the New York Giants versus the Washington Redskins when Lawrence Taylor broke Joe Theismann's leg. Joe Theismann was the starting QB for the Redskins. Lawrence Taylor was concerned. He was like, I may have killed him. But there was no flag thrown. That's roughing the passer to me. But I blame Tom Brady, and I'll tell you why. You can't sneeze around this man without him looking for a referee. I mean, listen, he's the guy. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's soft. And the one thing that I hate one of the reasons that I get mad when people say anything about Eli Manning is because he was so resilient and he was a tough motherfucker. There was this one article in GQ, I believe, that in the title of the story was.
Bro, wait. Go ahead and we'll see it again. Just watch the tackle. There's literally nothing here. What about that is rough? That is a football hit. Literally a hit.
We saw bone coming through a leg, and there wasn't even a fucking flag thrown.
What flag? Where's the flag?
Can you do one more time?
Where's the flag?
George, there's a clip when we have to play it at some point, but it's when LT tackles Joe Theismann and he sees and they show and you see Lawrence Taylor, who got high during halftime,
legit,
literally had his strawberry shake with penicillin in it with an eighth of honey and half an 8-ball, and he was concerned. He was like,
he's holding his helmet,
he's like,
literally
he's like, check on him,
out.
please. And now it's roughing the passer.
Yeah.
You know what?
Okay, wait. But George, we have one more, and that was from the same weekend. So these are 3 separate games, 3 separate officiating crews, and literally two very egregious results, and one that you're like, he tried to kill that man. No flag. Incomplete pass. No, not this one, George.
Oh, you're talking about the Theismann?
No. I'm talking about Mike White, where Mike White got the first one I sent. Mike White, the Jets quarterback, which
got his bell wrong.
We can talk about this, but he literally was pulled out of the game twice because they thought he had broken ribs. Here it is.
Yes.
Bang. Now, granted, that isn't like, listen, that shouldn't be roughing either because he hits him right in the strike zone. But if you look at this hit versus the other two,
but he lowered his helmet. Like when he got hit, when you have a helmet,
you're right.
When you have a helmet going into your chest like that, I literally, okay, I'm not laughing at this particularly, but this, like Mike White was resilient and tough. They pulled him out because he got his bell rung to catch his breath. He put Joe Flacco in for one snap
to catch his life.
This poor guy can't even fucking breathe. But after one snap of Joe Flacco, Saleh was like, "Get back in!"
I can't take this.
Nobody could, and still wouldn't play Zach Wilson. He's like, "Fuck you."
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Sure.
I literally was talking to a Jets fan today at the grocery store. He had a Jets hoodie on. I started talking to him, and I was like, "Look, what do you really feel about Zach Wilson?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Ask me." The answer changes every day, and I was like, "Look, as a Redskin fan, I'm gonna let you know, quarterback controversies. You need to figure out exactly what he is and isn't." Because if you cut bait on him and he goes on to another team and a coach actually figures it out and he makes you look bad, because, okay, look, Mike White looks like he can actually play, but he looks like a very good backup. Like he's getting good yards. The guys like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. The biggest point here is when you go on after you lose the game. Zach Wilson had a hot streak. I think it was like 5 games, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're like, we lost because of the defense. When as a quarterback, you lead. Like Daniel Jones will say, listen, regardless of what you think of him.
Bad example.
No, he'll always say, I should have done better. It was me. It was me.
Yeah.
He'll always take the blame, as did Eli Manning, as did, like, Tom Brady was never that person. I'm sorry. Like, Lamar Jackson would always say, like, when they did lose, he's like, I could have done better by my guys. Those are leaders, okay? And when you lose, because I'm going to tell you, the minute that came out of his mouth, he lost his locker room. And Saleh's like, you know what? Because my guys don't have faith in you. And not for nothing, I can see his offensive line and I can see the Jet secondary going, I'm going to tank it because fuck him. See, you have to be a team player. So say what you want about Mike White, because that poor boy probably couldn't see you. He was like the water boy at that point. He's like, my mama said crocodiles are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. The poor guy didn't know where he was, but he still got back out there. And Saleh was like, I don't care how in pain, because he was in pain. I'm still not playing Zach Wilson.
Well, today it was actually noted that Zach Wilson got elevated from third. I didn't realize that he was third, which is just disgusting. Like, but it's like little stuff like that as I make Bro laugh.
When you're behind Joe Flacco.
Yeah, like no, but seriously, it's little stuff like that where it's like football is like the only sport where they literally will kind of mess with someone's confidence or mess with the locker room with those kind of decisions. Like basketball, you're not going to go from franchise player to we can't find you and you're healthy. That doesn't happen. We figure it out. Okay, he's not the franchise. Okay, cool. We'll figure out something else. We'll trade him. You know what I mean? Football, like you literally can go from having billboards to being third on the depth chart in a 2-week span. That's not okay.
When Joe Flacco's coming before me.
Yeah.
And the coach still is like, nope, I don't care how healthy you are.
I'm all set.
We're good here.
It's not good. That's not good. Jets fans, I hope that things work out for you. Moving on, we're going to briefly talk. I know we could really, listen, I'm a Redskin fan, so we could talk about this forever.
You're a what fan?
I'm a Redskin fan. You leave it alone.
Go Commanders, no. Didn't catch on
still
yet.
Hasn't taken. It hasn't taken yet. But the state of the Washington Commanders, last week, right before we went on air, the House Oversight Committee released their report, 79-page document followed by a 21-page document. So 100 pages of documents from the Democratic side and the Republican side. The Republicans are actually in trouble because they were releasing, like, I guess, the naked pictures of the cheerleaders and stuff like that. So
what?
Yeah. I was looking. I tried to find it online. It didn't.
Mrs. Williams, come get your son.
Had some problems. We could, Google wasn't helping. Shame on you, Google. Any other time, I can find wherever I need. This one time, it was like, nah, not gonna help you. Sorry. Oh, you got a peek behind. Sorry, Ro got a little peek behind the curtain. She didn't get excited when she saw the wizard. I apologize for that. But the owners' meeting is going on right now in Dallas, and a few things that came out in the House's report. The Redskins released that the Gruden emails. Our former Vice President Bruce Allen, when he did his whole interview and everything, he told them, yeah, that didn't come from me. It came from them. Because there's only a few people that could have come from. It could have come from the NFL directly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It could have come from someone inside the Redskins organization. Mm-hmm. Or it could have come from Bruce Allen himself, because Bruce Allen, like, that was the whole thing. Like, the Redskins were trying to say, oh, it was Bruce Allen because, he wants to, like, make Dan Snyder look bad and whatever. But Bruce Allen looks horrible in those emails too. So
Dan Snyder can do bad all on his own.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And so that coming out was a little bit of information. And the main reason, George, that coming out was a big thing was because, truthfully, now, like, John Gruden is going to win over $150 million from the NFL, from the Redskins, and from the Raiders. You know what I mean? The Raiders, he doesn't want to.
Can we talk about when Antonio Brown leaked the phone call?
Oh my God. Oh, like Antonio Brown, you look bad in this call, right? Like this isn't a good call for you.
That's a breach of privacy. What you did is illegal. And
in like 47 out of 50 states, that's illegal.
What was the best part of that phone call?
I don't even. Go ahead, give me your favorite part.
When he called him.
Oh, did he call him a C word on that call?
He called him a cracker. I was just like, and he rolled like, what are we doing? I don't know.
Like, Antonio Brown, you do understand that you released a tape of yourself saying a racial epithet.
I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I'm laughing because it's funny. Like, it's like, I think about that now. Like, when you think about it, isn't it funny?
No, it gets sadder by the day. It was hilarious when it happened. Now I look at it like, now we look at it like, okay, he won a Super Bowl. Like we have all this other like time that's elapsed where it's like, ooh, that was.
It was during the filming of Hard Knocks too, because he was with the Raiders.
Oh my goodness. Antonio Brown had frostbite on his feet. Remember, like this was a dark period. This was a rough time.
I'm not sure we're out of that tunnel yet, but okay.
Wasn't it like half of the conversation about his helmet? Like,
yes. Because remember, he didn't want to change over that helmet, and that helmet wasn't being made anymore. And they were saying like, oh, like I think they even changed some of the rules for him, like to like placate him a little bit.
Yeah, they're like. We're not going to let the tiger go tiger. Like, well, okay, we'll do what you want. But then he couldn't leave it alone in the phone call. Like, he's like, oh, okay, man, you got it. Mayock was like, oh, you got it. We'll figure it out. He couldn't let it go.
Like,
it was, I don't know. I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I'm laughing because it's funny. It's like when Antonio Brown threw a bag of gummy dicks at his baby's mother. You're not laughing because it's funny, but you're laughing because it's so fucking absurd.
That's a new level of sad, is what that is. That's just
like, and no, I have so many questions. Where did you buy gummy dicks, and why did you buy gummy dicks?
I'll tell you where. I'll tell you where.
Where?
You get wherever girls that come to Vegas and for bachelorette parties, whatever those novelty stores are, that's where he got it.
He was in Florida.
Oh, they exist there.
I know that, but he wasn't going to a bachelor party, so why would you pick those out?
I
have so many questions about that incident, and then a week later he gets into a fist fight with a truck driver. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, he's had some bad months. Like you know when you're like, man, this was a bad year. 2011 was a bad year.
If there was ever a year that I literally wanted to throw a bag of gummy dicks at anybody and start a fight with a truck driver, it would have been this year, but I didn't. Like
you kept it together.
I like right now, you know what? God loves me and everybody else because I'm pulling like every fiber of me is holding it together. I'm not saying I agree, but I understand because we all have those years.
we all have been there. Antonio Brown, we've all been there. Week 14 had a rash of major injuries.
Yeah.
Up first, Deebo Samuel in that same game with the Buccaneers.
His booty fell on him.
Yeah, it was bad. It was dump truck Deebo almost went down. It was tragic.
We're saying this because I'm not for people who haven't watched the first episode that we did where we talked about it. He has the biggest booty I've ever seen. It is main stage at King of Diamonds at the KOD. Josh and I were at the Pro Bowl practice last season. We were both shocked. And for us to be shocked in Las Vegas with all these ugly BBLs running around, we were like, holy ass. I think his booty fell on him. That's
George, when I tell you. See, George wasn't here for that first episode. It was Trav.
I was.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to just explain to you this way. Women are surgically enhancing themselves to look how Deebo Samuels looks in real life.
When they bury Deebo Samuel, they're going to have to bury him in a guitar case. You could see his booty when you look at him
from the front. His butt pokes out from the side.
He's like delicious. Remember Flavor of Love?
Anyway, that's a
remember when New York was like, honey, before you go on your date, here's a razor so you can shave your mustache.
And Roe continues. But Deebo Samuel sprained MCL and it sounds like high ankle sprain. Yeah. I'll tell you. Oh, here we go. Here it is right here. Yeah, okay, there's the ankle. But then here's the knee too. So it's like, I'm going to tell you this, 49er fans, again, as a Redskin fan, those sprain MCLs, LCLs, this looks bad. Do not rush that child back.
Do not rush him back.
They're like, because everyone's like, oh, success. It wasn't a torn ACL. He cried going off on the cart. I would tell you, you might want to just sit it out.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask Georgie this question too. So the only NFC team that I can see giving the Eagles a run for the money, and I said this last week too, are the 49ers. Now, with Brock Purdy starting without Deebo, do you think that they are still a force to be reckoned with, and do you think that they'd be able to take the Eagles? Because right now, I would say without Deebo, I'm not nowhere near as confident.
No. They have Brandon Ayuk.
Yep.
They have George Kittle.
Yep.
And then it starts to get a little bit tight. They have Christian McCaffrey before George jumps in. I already felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that coming like a wave. But
that's what she said.
But I'll say I don't know.
I'm iffy. What do you think, Georgie?
So I think he's too flawless. I really want to see him throw interceptions before the season's over.
Yes.
And I think it's going to happen. But if he stays like flawless to the playoffs, I think it's just like a probability game at that point. Because I thought it was going to happen against this Buccaneers defense. I was shocked that he played so well. But here's like the one thing that I learned. His parents never watched him play at Iowa State once.
Oh, wow.
And then they obviously didn't expect him to play against Brady, but they wanted to see Brady.
Yeah.
So they had bought the tickets early in the season.
Shut up.
Just to see Brady, and then their fucking kid starts and...
That was such a beautiful moment, though.
So it's like, those are like the intangible pieces where it's just like, had I known that, like I really would have thought like this game is no doubt
is a bigger thing.
So
it's a way bigger deal.
So do you think without Deebo and with Brock, because I think Brock's got, I mean, he played almost a flawless game. His QBR for that particular game was I think the highest or the second highest in the league for last week. But let me ask you this, Georgie. So without Deebo and with Brock starting, do you think that they are still competitive? They can be competitive against Philly?
They're an appealing like future bet for me because I think Shanahan's been there plenty of times. Coaching like plays a huge part in this. He's not going to make him do anything crazy, and it's not like Jimmy G was like
setting the world on fire. Yeah.
Right.
You watch your math and you talk about my future ex-husband.
I said this early on in the season. All it takes to win a Super Bowl is you need to be able to hand the ball off, not turn the ball over, and shut your mouth, like not cause controversy. And you could start in the NFL for any team.
You think that's a winning formula?
I think
if given the opportunity.
That's how you make
if given the opportunity.
And I think, as long as he doesn't give the ball away, but I think turnovers are what scares me because then he's gonna have to test it, and people's concepts and stuff like the whole Baker Mayfield play. New quarterbacks, when they're in a new system, they're able to find like holes a lot easier. But come like 6-7 weeks down the road, like extremely hard to
once that tape comes out. Because remember, right now no one has tape. There's no tape of him.
I'll tell you this. This is what impressed me about him, about Brock. The way that he read the Tampa Bay secondary, the way that he read defense, I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, no, he was getting to his third and fourth progression. It wasn't like it was just, okay, one read, it's open, I'm going to throw.
And Shanahan had enough confidence in him where if it was like, I think at one point it was like 3rd and 15, he trusted him enough to pass the ball to the right person because he knew, because he saw how he was reading the secondary. I was very impressed with that because that's a seasoned quarter. The way that I'm telling you, this is what's going to make this kid successful. The way he was able to so accurately read a Tampa Bay secondary the first time he was starting really impressed me.
Yeah, and remember, he's still just a rookie. He's a rookie.
So, he doesn't. He doesn't even look like he's old enough to buy beer. I mean, he's no, but good on him.
Yeah.
And good on Baker Mayfield. Listen, I'm not a fan of Uncle Rico. However, he was in the building for 2 days. Well, why are you laughing? I'm gonna throw it.
2 days. I'm gonna throw it. I can throw it over that mountain. I bet you I can throw it over that mountain. No, Baker Mayfield, and we talked about this this last week, and this was before we realized it was going to be the Baker show. It is absolutely insane that they came back and beat the Raiders.
Yep.
That is insane that they did that.
I mean, listen, I'm a Giants fan. I'm used to losing too. So, but it's like those losses are so painful. He had a 98-yard drive at the very
It was a
end.
98-yard
drive.
Well, no, but it was 98.9% that the Rams were going to win the game. And it went from 98.9% to 0.
Like,
that's crazy.
Those are the most painful losses. I'd rather get blown out than lose like that. Or lose, you know what? Losing by a field goal. The Giants are notorious for this. We finally get our shit together. We'll even the game up.
Yeah.
And then we'll lose.
Just find a way to break your freaking heart.
Oh my God. Just blow us out. Blow us out.
Oh, believe me. As a Redskin fan, I concur.
I know we passed the tissue box back, and just so you know, Sunday night now we're playing. Oh, we almost were both eliminated from playoff contention if the Panthers lost. Remember?
You mean if the Panthers? Oh, if the Panthers lost?
Yeah.
Yes. Because the Seahawks would have the Panthers did us a solid. Claps for you, Panthers. Claps for you, Carolina Panthers.
Clap for you with your trapping ass, okay?
With who's their quarterback right now? Who's their? It's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold going cross country with no one believing in you. They didn't believe in us.
They didn't believe. God did.
God did. All the way and beating Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. That one helped.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who says what. I mean, good for Geno and all, but you'll always be the dude that got his jaw rocked in the Jets locker room. But go on.
Fair enough. All right. One other major injury news to talk about.
Wait, really quick. I was going to say we play each other Sunday night.
Yes, we do. We'll talk. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to this week's games.
Okay.
Kyler Murray had a non-contact torn ACL. He was making a cut and just knee blew out.
Wait, who told Kyler Murray he was good? By the way,
we all did. He's K1.
Who told him? $280 million. Get the fuck out of my face. I'll have my son on that field throwing that ball better.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I went to the Raiders game when the Panthers came back, and I saw that descent into madness, and I was like, Raiders better run this ball and get this thing out. Man, Kyler Murray he is. I'll say this: he is a very exciting quarterback.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Maybe in Call of Duty, he's exciting.
In person. When I watch this child run 40 yards around in the backfield and then run from this sideline all the way to this sideline for a touchdown, it happens. He does it in Madden all the time. All the time.
So overrated. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Georgia, I'm alone in this.
Kyler Murray. Hey, listen. No, everyone always. He was 40. He was undefeated in high school. He won the Heisman. What a fucking stud.
It's like Al Bundy, 6 touchdowns in one game, and that's why poke high. Like Kyler. Thank you, George.
Hey,
I got to get that poke high jersey.
Vince Young is my comparison.
Wow.
Oh.
Boom. Wow, wow. Hold on, wait a minute. That's actually quietly very accurate. I
thought of it yesterday on the long drive.
Oh, fair enough. You had time with your thoughts.
Yes, I did.
That's actually not bad.
Heisman winner. Rookie, offensive rookie.
Well, no. Remember, Vince didn't win the Heisman.
Snubbed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But similar kind of big arm, really mobile.
Yep.
Really quick
and
here.
Fizzled the fuck out.
Since we're talking about interesting facts, just so you know, Daniel Jones and Eli Manning threw the exact same number of passes, 1,638, in their first 50 starts. You can't make that up.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That's twice now we've had some Daniel Jones crazy trivia where you sit him side by. Who was the other person? We sat him side by side. I can't remember if it was Brady or it was someone where it was like, what stat is that? And it was like, through their first whatever games, I forget what it was. But it was another one of those like weird stats where it's like, wow, give him some time.
And see, I my faith is very, very shaky. Still is, and Giants fans are very divided with this. Giants fans get on me because they're like, this kid he's never been given a shot. Even John Mara said, the owner said, we've done everything to make this kid not be successful. So I will tell you what Dable has done with Joe Shane, the new GM, and giving him some protection. And by the way, Eagles fans, you guys were playing against. Yes, we lost to you, but. So a couple of things. You played against mostly third stringers, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying it's like Dallas beat the Texans. They beat like the worst team in football, and they were acting like they just won the Super Bowl. And like with the Eagles, I mean, they're a much better team. We still scored on you twice with your defense with a bunch of third stringers. Saquon disclosed that he had that his neck injury was a lot worse and he let on. I mean, again, we lost. But I will tell you, Daniel Jones played incredibly well. And he got sacked time after time. He kept on getting back up. He had zero protection. But his QBR for that game was not bad. In fact, it was better than average. I'm having more faith in him. I'd like to see what he does with a really stacked line.
Yeah.
And then we can talk, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Listen, in the game that I went to, he was the reason that you guys were able to be in a position to win.
Yep.
And also to actually come back, because when it was 10-0, that stadium looked like it was like a funeral home.
But we played for a tie. I don't know how it's 4th and 1 and you don't go for it. But when we played the Ravens second or third game in the season, it was a 4th and 3rd and we go for it and we got it. I don't understand. We played for a tie and we got it.
Yeah, y'all did play for a tie at the end. Okay, moving on, Ro. Very interesting. I got my hair cut a couple days ago, and actually was talking to a guy that was fresh out the pen. He was very nice. Him and his son.
Was he cute?
I don't know. It's a guy. I don't know. It's like the guy. I can't.
You know, I like him a little rough.
Well, yeah. He was your speed. I'll say that. But he was in there, and his son was getting his hair cut right before me, and he was going off because the son he's like my boy came in here looking handsome. You ruined my child. Like, it was so funny. But while we were waiting, right, we started talking. We were just talking sports, and it's always interesting to talk sports, and someone doesn't know what you do or what you're talking about. And so we started talking, and he mentioned how we started talking about the Malcolm Butler pick in Super Bowl. I think that was 49.
When he got benched by Belichick?
Yeah. But then picked it and, wins them the game. And we started talking about just how that ruined the Seahawks. And I really, really think about it, because he was like, yeah, the Seahawks were about to be a dynasty. And I was like, you know what? That would have been back-to-back.
Yeah.
They would have been the first team to do it since the Patriots did when, Tom Brady, in the beginning of Tom Brady. And then before that, the last team to do that was the Broncos.
So what makes you a dynasty?
Yeah, a back-to-back makes you...
I don't think that makes you a dynasty.
I
think if you win... I think what makes you a dynasty is if you can win 3 Super Bowls within 5 to 7 years, that's what makes you a dynasty. I don't think
No, that's fair.
I would say that's the gauge for me anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, back to back, you can have this exact same team when Tom
and run it back,
and you can run it back. What makes you a dynasty though is the shifts that happen, and you could still remain on top in a certain time frame. That's what makes you like the Cowboys were a dynasty. Okay, the Lakers were a dynasty. There's certain teams.
Don't you forget my Bulls? Well, my '90s Bulls. Shut up. Go ahead. Hey, listen, 6-8, and we would have ran off 8 straight if James Jordan wasn't sadly
If Jesus
murdered.
came down and threw the ball for us, we would have won 10 Super Bowls in a row. But all right, I hate the whole what ifs. Like, if this didn't happen, it did.
Wait. This is off topic, but are you physically saying that Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Scotty, I don't remember his middle name, Pippen, wouldn't have kept going? Now, you know what, though? No.
Scotty, Lars's ex-husband, Pippen.
Fair. That's a good middle name. I will say, Jordan retiring, coming back, gave them Dennis Rodman, which gave them that next jolt. They needed that next jolt because I think Horace Grant would have been a malcontent at some point in there, and they would have lost one.
Do you know what the common denominator is between Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman? Is they all hate Michael Jordan.
Dennis Rodman loves Michael Jordan.
Oh well, no, I don't believe it.
You don't think? No. Dennis doesn't have no drama with Jordan.
Dennis he's in his own planet. I don't even but I don't think he likes Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan I want to say he made the worm, right? So the greatest rebounder in basketball, in my opinion. But I don't think he likes him.
I gotta get Dennis on the show. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen.
I'm a huge Dennis Rodman fan. I love Dennis Rodman.
I'll see. I got Dennis and I got Gary Payton for George. All right.
Gotta get it.
All right. I'll see what I can do. I can. Gary's a little bit easier.
Georgie, who's your all-time favorite basketball player?
Oh wow, that's tough for me to say.
All right, top three, not in order.
Well, okay, so just my all-time who I aspired to be. I'm wearing the dude's jersey right now.
Oh wait, Rondo. Really?
Dude is a certified stud. What couldn't he do on the court? Now
that's because his face card gets declined everywhere.
I got you. He couldn't shoot. That jump shot was
correct.
Rajon Rondo's a monster. I will get. I don't know how he's your favorite, but I'm a Larry Bird fan and I'm a Lakers fan.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's just somebody that I watched will multiple teams to victories. No matter where he went, he was a winner, and he always played in the role. He was like a veteran guy, early in his career, which I always appreciate in a player.
Yeah.
And no, you can look at and he was a journeyman at the end there.
Yeah.
But everywhere he went, he played.
He played a big role on every team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
he's like Colt McCoy.
As far as oh my God,
that's a horrible example. That's terrible.
Good and terrible. It's good and terrible.
Colt McCoy ain't won nothing. He was on my team for 7 years.
Do you like Rondo more than you like Jason Tatum?
No. But Tatum needs to win a ring for me. You got to.
Yeah, well,
Tatum's getting better. He's continuing to get better.
With every game, it is wild.
Oh, he's continuing to get better.
When I saw him,
so is Tyrese Halliburton. That boy good.
Did you hear about Cade Cunningham?
Yeah, you told me.
Surgery on his shin, done for the year. I know, we're not talking much about NBA today, but man, that's terrible for the Pistons.
It's awful, but really quick, I'm so right now I'm watching the Pelicans. I gotta tell you, they are exciting. They were to me what the Timberwolves were last year. They were just exciting and dynamic.
Yeah. Speaking of the Pelicans, I will be in New Orleans in 3 days. So shout out to the Big Easy. I'll be down there filming.
Do you want the mayor to greet you?
No, but I'm gonna be down there filming. Can I film? Can we get some more content?
Can I live?
Can we get some more content? I gotta get George more content. I'm out here.
Sure.
Why don't you take me with you? Why can't I go?
You can come.
See?
You know your schedule don't be allowed. You have kids and stuff.
I've a kid. First of all, don't make it seem like I have baby's kids running around watching each other.
Just one.
Well, I have one.
Just one.
Kids. Children's.
Well, we'll see. The next one. I gotta. I actually.
Are you going to the Saints game too?
I am. Yeah. I'll be at the game. I'll be at the game. Saints Falcons actually. So it's a divisional game.
Yep.
So both of my off games this year, I went to the Dolphins Patriots week 1, and then
That's
now.
That's right. You were at that game.
Yeah.
And Giants.
Go
Commanders.
Yeah, I've seen. The only non-divisional game I saw Commanders versus the Titans. So that's the only one that I haven't seen where it's very vitriol.
Man, the
in
Titans
the
talk about losing steam very quickly, huh?
Well, they're kind of that team where this time of year, usually this is where Derrick Henry is really getting after it, and because Derrick Henry kind of usually starts slow, and then by about week 9, people get tired, and he just doesn't, and then he'll go on that like 7-8 game run where he's getting 100 a game.
He's unbelievable, but their secondary isn't as frightening as it was last year.
No,
they don't have and there's no pass rush. Like I think about that team last year, they had both those things. Now their secondary was frightening. They sacked Home Alone 9 times. That poor kid.
Joe Burrow, he still has nightmares about them. All right, let's see.
I told you he looked like Macaulay Culkin.
Oh my goodness, that was. I wish I have the meme in my phone, but I'll
it's a
save
picture
it.
of him in his Cartier glasses, and the meme said, Joe Burrow looks like Macaulay Culkin playing Jeffrey Dahmer.
I was so mad. Like, so look, the story behind this is I send it to Ro and I'm like, I'm so freaking tired of you being right all the time.
Because it's like I say things and you just laugh because you think I'm just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, look.
Someone else obviously thinks that you're exactly on the ball, so I had to just give you the
also,
love.
if you ever do see Brett Michaels and Fergie in the same room, let me know.
Give you a call.
Yeah.
Give you
that
a call.
poor bandana.
Oh, all right. So France, I didn't even realize France took down Morocco. So
they did.
They did 2-0. So it's going to be France in a repeat bid. If the French team wins, it's the first time since Pele did it, and I think in the 50s and 60s.
That's crazy.
Back-to-back years. It never happens in the World Cup. So that's a big deal, but both of my tickets are now gone because I was going for long shots with Morocco or Croatia winning the whole thing.
Listen, I'd like to see Croatia. I was really rooting for Morocco, not just because I'm Lebanese. And because it causes a divide with my people. They're like, they're Arabs. No, they're North African. I'm like, don't we have enough fish to fry?
Yeah, there's too much fighting.
Don't we have bigger fish to fry? How about we just say go Morocco?
There it is.
All right.
There it is. But so it'll be France versus Argentina. So
yeah.
I think all of us are cheering for Mbappe because nobody wants Messi to win.
I do.
Screw Lionel Messi. All right, let me go ahead. I am. I do not care for him.
Do you remember when they unveiled that Cristiano Ronaldo bronze bust?
Oh my God, the thing was horrible, and his face was like. He looked like Rocky Balboa.
No. That was him. They created that bust before he got all that plastic surgery. I guess it was based off of his old face.
No, that's the other one. No, I'm talking about the. He had a statue. He has a statue, and his statue is so bad.
That's what I'm talking about too, and it looks like his old face.
Fair. Oh my God! All right, week 15 NFL. Let's go through a few games.
Yep.
Thursday night, so tomorrow night. Niners, Seahawks. Seahawks are fighting for their playoff lives. Niners are riding high. Apparently, Purdy was hurt in the game at some point. I don't know when. But so he's on the injury report. Who you got? San Francisco is -3 favorites on the road.
I have Seattle winning this. I have Seattle winning it. I think that, listen, first of all, it's a really quick turnaround for San Fran, number one. And number two, like when you have a team like the Seahawks that has a lot to prove and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder and you're playing like your arch nemesis, there's a lot. And I think that Geno Smith wants to cement his legacy and no better team to project and take it out on than the 49ers in his eyes. I want the 49ers to win. I think Seattle's going to win.
Wow. I think the Niners, well, I'm hoping for our sake the Niners take them out, and then that just gives both of our teams a little bit more cushion.
Yep.
Next up, we've got another big game. We talked about the Dolphins last week a little bit, and I was saying that, the Dolphins just keep being this team where it's like, yeah, they're good, but still don't trust them. And they're going up on the road versus the juggernaut Buffalo Bills. Bills are a 7.5-point favorite. Who you got? It's in Buffalo.
I'm sorry, just watching that team play against the Chargers, I always thought that they were I'm like, yeah, the record's a record, but I don't know. I was never confident in that team. I think it's going to be a no Vaseline game.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch you. I think the Bills are going to take that one. Let's see.
By the short and curlies.
Yeah. Scroll down. Sure, I'll call the game. The Falcons Saints. Both teams are trash, but both teams are. Sorry, George.
Georgie.
But you didn't let me get my butt out.
We still have a chance.
Whoa. Phrasing. Big time phrasing.
You have plenty of time to do that.
But I will say, both teams are still in the hunt for the division, which is crazy enough to say.
Division.
So yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So Saints are 4-point favorites at home. I'll actually let George. George, give us your call on this one.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I know the Saints have yet to figure it out all season for people, but we have the Falcons number. All right, like this is a meaningful game.
I got the Saints for this too.
Beat them early on. It's 4 points for a reason. Will Jameis Winston come in? I think this happens. I don't hope too much of is that Andy Dalton throws like 2 interceptions and then we don't put him in because that's happened.
Yeah,
so I think we're past that. So I think if any mistakes from Andy Dalton, fucking cut that motherfucker. And
on site, in game, mid game. Just come and ask for his pads.
Just you're off.
Have you seen Carson Wentz, Andy Dalton, and or Prince Harry ever in the same room? No.
What's up with these redheaded quarterbacks from TCU, eh?
Man,
hypnotoads, let's go.
Man, all right. So I think the Saints are gonna. I hope for a good game. I want the Saints to win. I don't want sad faces going out of there.
I got the Saints winning. I think it's gonna be an easy game for them.
All right, Lions versus the Jets. Both of these teams, we didn't look like we're going to do anything beginning of the season. I always said the Lions looked like they could be doing something this year, and they've won, 3 or 4 straight?
They're frightening to play against.
I've been saying that since the beginning of the year.
So have I.
Yeah. No, you have.
I think the Lions are going to eat. I think they're going to eat their lunch up.
Wow.
I think the Lions are going to eat the Jets' lunch.
Well, I hope not. I hope the Jets can pull this one out and at least calm the Lions down for look, listen, both of our teams need like a 2-game gap. So if the Lions could take a drop, it helps us.
No, it helps us, but I'm all of that aside, I'm just like
You're calling, saying what you think is gonna happen. I feel you. I hope the Jets, Jets.
Who do you think will win?
I will not say.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see. What else we got? Some bad games. George. Chiefs Texans -14. You think Chiefs cover?
I do think the Chiefs cover, but man, I made a lot of money last week on Texans first half money line. They play hard to start. Teams are underestimating them. They still care a little bit. But man, they're not going to close it out.
They gave Dallas a run for the money.
I won money on both sides of that game last week.
Really?
I bet on the Texans first half, and then I knew it was going to happen, and I bet on Dallas in the second half.
Nice.
It's never happened. It's an anomaly that I hit both sides.
That's good.
That's what she said.
Maybe it's not an anomaly. Let's see here.
Can we talk about that game? That made me, because see the dynasty. See now, okay. So Cowboys fans, you have to understand this is par for the course. The train's always on time with this. This is when their cracks show, and this always happens. We are so familiar with the story, and watching that game, I texted Josh like the score with the eyes emoji, like, holy, are you seeing this? Listen. Dak throws so many interceptions. I think as the season goes on, he throws more and more, and that's going to be their Achilles heel. I think that's what's going to do them in. And your defense won't be able to save you. Yes, defense wins games, but when they're exhausted and your QB throws, 2 pick sixes, it's
demoralizing.
Yeah.
A lot of bad games this week. Like, I'm looking at everyone's record like, Jesus, this is terrible. All right, one more. This game is for the knockout punch. Titans are 7-6. The Chargers are 7-6. It's in L.A. Ro, who you got?
I got the Titans.
Okay, to pull their season together, to pray for it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're just a tougher team.
Yeah. No. Dang it. That's tough. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but I think they're just tougher.
No, you're right, and they've been there. The Chargers are still trying to figure it out. I know our guy in the back who's a Chargers fan, hates to hear this, but the Chargers are still trying to figure out who they are.
I love Justin Herbert. I think he's a stud, but I just think that overall, it can't. It's a team effort, and the Titans, they're scrappy. They'll fight you. And I don't think the Chargers have that. I think they're a good team, but they're not tough like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get off NFL, remember, I didn't bring this in last time. Remember, sign up for our OBJ Christmas giveaway. You can see it right here. There it is. And Ro, what exactly are we doing again for this? What do they have to do to be entered to win?
Sure. So again, to win the signed rookie Odell Beckham Jr. card, you have to do the following. You have to follow the American Fan 365 on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, the American Fan 365. Like at least 2 of our videos on YouTube. And once that's done, go ahead and DM us on our IG to let us know that you completed all the steps. You will get a response with a confirmation that we saw, agreed, received, and you've been entered officially. And then next week, are we doing it next week?
Yeah, we're gonna do it next week. I think it's gonna be Wednesday. I think Wednesday.
Perfect.
Wednesday should work. So in a week from now, you got your shot to get the OBJ rookie. But let's see. Yeah, we can finish it right here. Go ahead and open your gift. I'll let you
go first.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. I'll go first. Sorry, George. George gets nothing.
No,
I might have something for George next week. I thought about it on the way in.
You just keep bragging about all your cards you get. And
got some. Let me see. All
Hold it up to the
right.
camera.
Yeah. Got some nice shirts. All right.
Those are limited edition. They're Supreme shirts.
Whoa, this is a Supreme shirt?
They're Supreme. You think I just got you a Hanes t-shirt that said Sup? They're Supreme.
It's a Supreme shirt. Excuse me.
They're two Supreme shirts.
2 Supreme shirts. This goes on a hanger in the closet.
Yes.
All right.
That's a Hanes collabo, just so you know.
Okay. All right.
And that's all. That's all.
That's all. Okay. All right.
There's one more present, and you'll open it up next week.
Okay. All right. I didn't break mine up. I wanted to break you at one time, so I'll let you go ahead and pull your box to the side there.
That's what he said.
I hate it here.
No, you don't.
Oh my God.
It. Sorry, George.
All right. Yes, and I did all the rapping myself. This was my clearly. This is my first rap of the year. My first one always usually.
I heart you.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Okay.
George, get ready. Prepare yourself.
If my lashes come off, I'm gonna be mad.
Prepare yourself, George. Oh, wait. Before you open it, I forgot. I needed to ask this. What is the best decade, in your opinion?
For what?
Just in general. What's the best decade all time?
I'd say the 80s.
I knew you would. Proceed. And no, it's not shoes. This is a Williams family trick. It's called the bluff. It's the bluff out.
It's a Williams family
It's a Williams
trick.
family trick. We do it every year. All right. Okay. Oh, snap. What's in there? Go ahead. You can go ahead and pull it out.
Are you kidding?
Go ahead and pull it out.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I left it. So that's a Mark Bavaro signed jersey. Because that's her. Wait, girl, you ain't done. Get in. Get back in there. All right, go ahead, sit that to the side. 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 All right, wait. There's more in there. Hold on. Okay. All right, go top first. You can't. Whatever was on top. Yeah. Okay, good. Open the first one first. You're good. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
And I'm an ugly cry.
I know you are. That's why I wanted to get you to cry.
You're such a jerk.
Go ahead. First one. Okay. All right. Oh, we're still in the 80s. Who's that? Oh, we got a Phil Simms rookie card. Go ahead and show that one. Go ahead and show that one. There it is. Got Phil Simms. Yeah, we've been back here working. That's why I couldn't show you my pickups when we were showing the cards. Okay. All right. Now, George, prepare yourself for the last one because it's gonna get ugly on this last one. Go ahead.
Did you get me condoms so I don't have more kids? Is it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I wrapped that one good too. Lawrence Taylor rookie card, autographed. Yeah, we were working hard. We're working hard on these auctions. Merry Christmas, Rosine. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And Lawrence Taylor's my favorite player of all time.
I know. I told you it was a doozy. I told you I was working hard. I'll give you. You're welcome. You're welcome. No problem. All right, guys. Well, I think that's as much as I can do for one day. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the American Fan 365. We're going to be doing more and more of this memorabilia because before I get out, I told George and I told Ro before, I got me a Michael Jordan rookie card. So I've assembled the entirety of the Pro Stars. If you're old enough of a certain age, you remember the show with Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, you're not old enough. You're not there. You're not there, but I've assembled them, and I will be disassembling them quite quickly. So, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you sign up for the giveaway.
And start your collection, you guys. These are investments. I mean, get them for the love of the sport, but also, you put them away and they're going to be worth a lot. They always hold value. So it's a great starter piece.